Well, hello folks, we're here live at the Global Landscape Forum at the United Nations. My name is Andrew from the social team, and we are here for a really exciting conversation with Rebekah from Impossible Foods. So we're going to chat with her for a little bit here at the Global Landscape Forum. How are you?
I'm doing well. It's been a long week, but things are great.
Wonderful.
Climate Week is an eventful place.
It is an eventful place indeed. Thanks for joining us today. You just addressed the delegates inside the UN. Could you tell us a little bit about what you shared this morning?
Sure. It was kind of explaining what the business is about. So Impossible Foods was founded from a core concept of let's figure out ways to address climate change, to address biodiversity loss, water scarcity through our food system. So I think it's quite well known, well documented that it would be very helpful if diets start transitioning to more of a plant-based portfolio than anything else, simply because it's going to help us scale. It's much more efficient. Certainly there's a health component there, but it's an issue of how do we scale up to meet the demand for livestock products without necessarily having that same footprint in terms of both carbon and just the agricultural land area. So with that in mind, our CEO and founder, Dr. Pat Brown, came into this really through that lens of there's got to be a private sector solution here. Consumers are easily the most powerful group that you can activate. I mean, every single person, when they choose a food item, is a change agent for climate, for biodiversity, for land sparing. And so when you can give them the tool that enables them to kind of make these sustainable choices, but doesn't require compromise, doesn't require them to give something up or to substitute a really delicious beef burger for lentils or tofu, which might not meet that same culinary sensation. Right. That's what the company was about. So that's why the Impossible Burger was developed and the additional products in the pipeline.
I love how you just said about we all have the opportunity to be change agents. Correct. And what we choose to eat. You talked a little bit about the product in the session just now, and we've got delegates here at the UN eating lunch as we speak. Could you share a little bit more about what our delegates are eating? Absolutely.
So what the heck is it? It is a plant-based burger, okay. And the ingredients are coming from soy protein, potato protein, coconut oil, and sunflower oil. Those two form the fat. And kind of a magic ingredient from us that's really core to our business is heme. A little bit of an explanation, but heme is a small molecule. It's found in every living organism, and it's really abundant in red meat. And so it's really important for how it cooks, tastes, smells. It's a flavor catalyst. It's this really important protein. And so we had to figure out a way to get that from plants, not from animals. And what we landed on was leg hemoglobin protein. It's a protein that's normally expressed in the root nodules of nitrogen-fixing plants, like legumes. And we make it through fermentation, kind of like Belgian beer or the rennet used to make hard cheese. It allows us to be much more sustainable. It's tough to try and farm soy root nodules. You've got to tear up a lot of soil, so we didn't want to play with that. Yeah.
Great. And we've got a chef right outside the window here, serving up a storm to all of our delegates here at the Global Landscape Forum.
Yep. This is Chef J. Michael. He's been with the company for a couple of years. Yeah.
We've got sliders and meatballs outside. So quite tasty, which we'll enjoy soon, I think. So as we talk today about the restoration decade, and as Global Landscape Forum talks about really these pressing issues of land degradation and restoring the climate and the planet, as we've been here at the United Nations this week talking about the Sustainable Development Goals, what would you say to anyone listening on Facebook Live, anyone following the social streams today, about what they can do to be a part of the next 10 years of action towards the SDGs?
I mean, it's a long answer to a fairly simple question, but I'm just kind of struck by there's 4 million young people out protesting on Monday. Maybe it was Sunday. But this week there's been this huge outpouring of young people who are inheriting the future of this planet saying, give us tools, give us something, like help us address this instead of sitting around and waiting to kick the can down the road. And so the food system is one of those places where you can really achieve a big impact. And so the intent of this company is to provide that tool, one of many, many tools. Restoration is so incredibly important. I mean, what you guys are doing, developing new carbon sinks, pulling carbon out of our atmosphere, making places available again for biodiversity, truly, like it's unparalleled. What we're hoping is that with tools for food system change, you can also prevent the loss of additional habitat like that. I mean, everything is a cycle, right? So there's climate is reinforcing biodiversity loss, is reinforcing habitat loss, and by leaving these landscapes open, we can address climate, address ecosystem services, and so it's one tool in a very big toolkit, but I'm hoping that there's a lot of opportunity for people to go out there and access it. We're in 17,000 restaurants now.
Wow.
We're in Asia. We're in all over the U.S. So we just launched in grocery stores. It's something where like we really want this as a tool in people's hands, both at home and when they go out to eat.
Fantastic. Well, I personally am excited to try my first Impossible Burger. I want to thank you, Rebekah, for joining us.
Very nice to be here. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And stay tuned for more from the Global Landscape Forum.